not right. So I'm going to have to fix that. Alright, I have to fix that a little bit later. It is something that I did wrong. A little late to do it now. Okay. It's not purple impression. So I don't know why it did that. It should be the covered bridge. Oh, alright. I did do something wrong because you cannot see it at all. You guys cannot see that. I would have to switch it. Nope, not that. That's the problem. That's what I got wrong. Alright. I would have to put number. I would have to flip them. Alright. Well, I see that you guys aren't going to see you're not going to see what I mixed. Hey guys, as you can see, I got the camera back somewhat, but I got things mixed around here. So, hello Marilyn and Jessica, how are you? You guys won't see the, you guys are not going to see the, you're not going to see the, palette. There's no way you guys are going to see that palette. I'm playing around with it now. You guys are on a delay a little bit from me. So, when I switch this, you guys aren't going to see that palette. Yeah, there's just no way. I positioned it wrong. I got the, hey Maria. Oh boy. I'm wearing a hoodie, actually. Jessica. The hoodie. So, I wear this quite often. Actually, it's very comfortable and it's stretchy. So, anyway, as you can see, the quality seems to be okay-ish. This is my other webcam. I switched everything back because my webcam, the one that you're looking at me with, it does give a better quality picture, but the wire wraps around my back, and every time I move, it just shifts. So I need an extension, a powered extension for it, so I can bring everything back. But I'm gonna have to mess around with this, and I can't even see you guys chat, and you guys can't see the palette, so I wired it incorrectly. But I am kind of on a schedule, and I can't really do anything about that. So since you guys cannot see the palette, I'm going to have to get rid of the palette. So hold on for 1 second. I'm going to have to remember how I did this. That's not the way. Alright, I'll bring it back. I'm going to have to make that disappear. So hold on for a second, guys. I'm going to have to do a couple of switching things here to get that pellet out of there. You guys are going to see the camera switch a few times. So I'm actually watching it as a switch. Like I said, there's a delay, so you guys aren't going to really see. You're going to see the camera switch around. Look kind of crazy until I figure out what the heck is going on. Okay, well I got rid of it, so it's all good. You guys can't see it anyway, so I might as well shut it down. Okay. You guys can see it, it's all in pencil. This is a black canvas. It is 9 by 12. Okay, so it's as you can see, it's a smaller canvas. Alright, but it's an actual canvas board. Canvas panel. Alright. We're going to do a covered bridge. So the title seems to be, well, my title seems to be alright, but apparently it's not right on YouTube itself. So I have to go switch that and do something with that when I'm all done with this. I did not obviously mask the covered bridge because, well, it's in black. So there won't be no masking. So this is going to be more of a traditional type of painting. Okay. I got a feeling it's going to take a little while, but we'll see as things go on. All right. you guys can't see the palette because I did something. I had to switch things around here with the visual. So I'll mess around with that later on this evening until I can get it right. All right. I do have, let's see if I can remember the colors here. Ultramarine blue, titanium white, sap green, burnt umber, cat yellow, cat red, and cat orange. And that's it. Okay. Alrighty. So I got everything pretty much set, and we're gonna once again work from the back to the front. Okay. Alright. This covered bridge is actually here in New York. I'm going by memory because I'm looking at you guys text to me on the monitor or on the tablet. I have my monitor back over on this side. Okay, so alrighty, let's get to getting. I guess I'll use really. I guess I'll use this number 15. I think you guys can see it if I put it up here like that. So the light situation is pretty cool. It's just a long handle brush here, a little larger than a half inch. All right. Okay, I'm gonna just dip into my white here. And like I say, you guys really can't see it, so that kind of sucks. You know, I'm gonna dip my brush into the glycerin. This is a completely dry board. All right, so like I said, we're gonna pretty much go kind of traditional today. The way the camera's positioned, because it's way above my head, if I scoot too much, all you're gonna see is the back of my head. But I want to try to get this straight, get it right, because some of the covered bridges here, so I have to kind of do all of this freehand. But once again, this is going to be more of a traditional style painting. All right. So you're going to see me do it. If you were typing, this would definitely be longhand. So if you guys got questions and whatnot, you know, feel free to ask away. Like I said, I'm dipping my brush into the glycerin. All right. Instead of putting the glycerin on the board. So this painting I have, you know, be careful around here. A bunch of trees. And I know it's kind of unusual to see me do a black board and do a daytime scene with a black board, but it will look like a daytime scene when it's over. That I assure you. I doubt highly that I'll put clouds in here because the tree line is so high up. Alright. So even though I don't have the photo reference with me, I could have, but I don't have it with me. I'm just stippling in some clouds where the trees are going to be down below. Hope everybody's doing okay today. I believe some of you may have seen the painting that I did. I used to do something like that years ago. Did a floral, and I put it on a board, and I put cardboard on the bottom of it, and it looks like the painting is suspended a little bit there. So I did a little bit of that earlier today. Now I'll take some white, and I'll put in a little bit of a glow in this. Okay, just like that. Just kind of fade it in there. Like I said, I got glycerin on the brush, so I can kind of. You still get the smoothness, as you can see. A little more control because you can kind of guide where you want all that bright to be, where you want it the brightest. Okay, and I guess I'll have it here in this corner, and I'm just layering the brightness down the color, just like that. I don't have to have it go all over the place, just in one spot really. That's all. Right around in here. All right. So I'm gonna check my camera, make sure everything's kind of okay, and we look like we're all right. Okay, cool. smooth some of this out. The glycerin, even though it's on the brush, it's still quite maneuverable. You'll never really know that I used a black canvas for this when it's all done. Hey, Lori, how are you? Oh, Jessica. No. I did have a Spider-Man winter hat. I don't know if your head had the eye sockets and everything. That was pretty cool. If I still had it, it would probably be worth a little bit of money. All right, let's do the trees here. What I'm going to do for the trees, all right, I'll get a nice dark, deep base. So I'm using a little bit of brown and green. All right, the umber and the green. And I'm going to throw a little bit of red in that, which will not look like a tree color, but I just want something a little deep. Okay. Put enough of it in here. And then I'll get the glycerin, I'll loosen up this paint so it can travel a little bit. So I just used cad red, burnt umber, and some sap green together. About equal amounts, more or less. A little more of the sap green because I still want a greenish tinge to it. But anyway, here we go. Let's do it right about here. Now it's pretty dark, as you can see. Okay. And that's cool. I got a brush that I'm going to use for the trees exclusively. Right. And you'll see me use that in a few seconds. Now you might not be able to see this because it's so dark. Yeah, you guys can see it, I think. At least I can see it on my TV, so I don't know if you guys can see it on your screen. I can't really tell on the monitor either. So the monitor is really the true version of what I should be looking at. Because when I look at it on my tablet, rather, my tablet is going to show like it would show on your phone. Alright. Okay. Like I said, there's a little bit of glycerin on this. A little damp still. So I should be able to manipulate some of this while getting this all painted in. And make sure my head isn't in the way of the shot. I'll be looking more often at the chat there. I can answer your questions. This bridge is way different than any of the bridges I've done before. It's built differently, and this is an actual real bridge that is up and standing and everything. So this is a real bridge. I picked it because it's very unique. Okay. I'm gonna get a brush that I have so many brushes that I've got them in places where I just don't think to look. Shame on me for that. This guy here has been beaten down and weathered and everything. As you can see, if I bend it, it still stays bent. All right. So it is a filbert, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's seen its better days. I'll put it that way. I'm gonna get a little bit of white, and I'm gonna tap it into this dark green I've got here. All right. I want to need a lighter green. I'm tapping into the bristles fairly well. Okay. I might need plenty of paint for this one. We'll see. And I'm just doing light little taps here. All right, you guys should be able to see this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to get rid of all of that, the deep green here. But I am going to do little baby taps, just like this, just to get the feel of some trees, just like that. And to really sell this, all right, you're going to have to. Actually, let me dip a little touch of water in it, loosen up the paint. The reason why I'm going to loosen this paint up is because a wet, thin paint sticks to a thicker paint. And plus, I want to see more of the stippling effect of the trees once I do them. Like so. You just do them in nice little groupings. Okay. Come around here and add something there like that. And I'm not going to get rid of all that dark. Alright. But they're going to be pretty much in there, like you see here. I'll come up here and add a couple there. Come from the bottom. Get some more paint here. It's a light touch, actually. Okay. That's what helps solve all of this. Pretty much a light touch. Put some over here. Like that. If it seems a little bright, give it a few minutes. It will die down rather quickly. I'm looking just to make sure that the way my hand's positioned, I don't really get too much in your way. Yep. There's some greenage all up in there too. Bring it down here like that. Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit of yellow. I'll put it right in here and get a little bit of white. Get a little water. I'm gonna thin that paint out of it. Just for some highlights there. The brighter your color, the less of the highlight you need, right? Okay. And we're just going to give little taps. Little taps where I would think the brightest colors would be. Or where the sunlight would hit more or less. So here in the middle. That way. So you're just layering the colors. Like so. Get a little bit more white, brighten it up just a little bit. Just tap on the brush. Don't really want to get rid of everything. Won't be as lit down below. Come over here. Let's brighten up that corner there a little bit. Like I say, won't be too much going on down there. Alright, gotta add some more love over here. You just do them in nice little groupings. Alright. Alright. Is it hard to hear me? If it's hard to hear me, I hope my audio isn't messed up. Hey Beth, I need you guys to let me know if you hear. Oh. I'm glad you mentioned it. Can you guys hear me now? How about now? I do talk low, but the microphone was actually on the bottom of the chair. So, I apologize for that. That was my bad. I think you guys can hear me quite well now, right? Let me know. I was going to tap the lapel mic until I found out I did not have the lapel mic on, or on me anyway. All right, very good. Yeah, the lapel mic was actually 4 feet below me on the floor. So, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get to getting here. Hope I don't make any more silly mistakes like that. We're gonna do the roof. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of white, touch of brown. We're gonna gray it up a little bit for Mr. Roof. I'm gonna thin the paint just a slight bit. This is a dirty white, a tinted white. Okay. All right. Hopefully you don't see too much of my head in the way of this. Now I can bring the camera in a little bit, actually, so you guys get to actually see me, see how I actually do this. And let's bring it here. Bring it down a little bit. All right. Now, the way it's looking, because it's very grainy, one, I got sheets covering the light so they won't be so bright. Okay, because the wet paint is very reflective, the glycerin's reflective, and what you'll see, yep, you guys can see it, would be just a whole blotch of color, whole blotch of just a whole blotch of color, really, to be honest with you. And I really don't want to put you guys through that. The only fortunate thing about doing what I'm doing right now is that the glycerin with the paint does dry even faster. All right. But when I'm painting, like, oh, change the battery. You can change the battery. It should be plugged in, I think. Yeah, you're plugged in. So what do you mean change the battery? Oh, you guys can't see the palette anyway, so I might as well shut the camera off. That don't make no sense. I'll just shut it down. Doesn't make any sense to have it on. It's plugged in, so I don't know why it says change the battery. So I gotta check all of that when I'm done. It happens every time I start switching cameras and stuff around. Okay, so we'll just keep continuing on. It's nothing to really worry about. That's as long as the main camera don't do it, we're good. But that was just a camera for the palette. I'm so used to looking at the palette on the screen, but I did something wrong doing this, so yeah. All right, actually we can go a little darker on this side. I'm just getting a little more umber, mixing it into the white, because we can go a little darker, because there's always a lit and a shaded side. Okay, so we'll get a little darker for the not dark enough. You'd be surprised really how much of a color you need to make it darker, even if it's just a little darker. That's better. Now I have to be careful because of perspective. Even with a thin line like this, I have to be mindful that it's going to get thinner and thinner as we keep going down. But there, it just frames out the roof there. All right, all right. Okay, I really don't think I need to deal with that any more than that. All right, let's do something with that roof. Now, even though I have a black canvas, don't mean I'm gonna necessarily keep what's dark absolutely black. Because black is kind of a dead color. It's just like, it just does what it's supposed to do. Just soak up light and all of that. So I'm gonna get a little more brown. Well, you guys can't see me mix anything really, but I'm going into the light blue that I used, mixing it in with a brown. It gives it a nice little shadow color, little difference in the coloration of what I'm going to use for the roof here. All right, I like that. I'll deepen it a little bit. So I got this weird green gray thing happening here for the roof. I'll get a little tinge of red and mix it in there. A lot of color mixing here going on. I ought to memorize how I hooked all this stuff up so I won't run into what I'm running into when I do this. I'll just do it with the palette knife actually. I'll go up as close as I can. I'll just kind of scrape it in there. There'll be other textures and stuff going on with the roof, but right now I just got this palette knife it in there as best as I can. For one, it's just a little faster for me to do it this way, because I have to think of time when I'm online. I don't really want it to be too long with this, you know. And you just take your palette knife and scrape in that color. Like I said, there's nothing on the on the canvas itself. It's pretty bare. Okay. Let's take we'll take the same brush. I'm gonna use a little glycerin to loosen up the paint, and we'll just travel this all along. I'll be adding texture to this roof in a few seconds. I just got to be careful with the lighter colors down there. In case I did go over it a little bit, I can always return and go back, which is another reason why I use such a small color palette. So if I do make a grievous error, I can always go back and reclaim that color. And it's not too difficult to memorize what color I use to achieve that color. All right. Here. So you guys should be able to somewhat see that. All right. Hello, Ann. How are you? I think, Beth, you asked me yesterday if I found that painting. I think I sent it to you. I did find it. It was in my large blue bin I got here. Okay, let's reclaim this back again. Thicker here. It's in perspective. It gets thinner and thinner as we come toward the end, just like that. Just reclaim it back again. All right. Okay. Alrighty then. Once again, we'll go back to the palette knife right now. We'll use a little bit of. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of orange into that gray, red and orange together. Add some interest to this fella. All right, and we'll just play around with it a little bit. I'll just take my little palette knife and just kind of roll with it there. Just scraping off some color. And I'm going in toward the angle of the roof. This makes life simpler. Because I can just put it on there and then I'll scrape it to the angle that I want. Now what's doing all of the breaking up and everything is just the texture on the canvas itself. So it kind of helps you out a little bit. There we go. Come on this way. And see, I can just put it right into the canvas. Gives my roof a little bit of interest there. Just like that. Let's take a little bit of orange. Just a little bit. I'll rub it out there. And we'll kind of give it a slight highlight. Just a slight one. Let it break apart a little bit. Just like that. We'll bring some of that down a little bit here and there. Like I said, just to add a little bit of interest to this guy. Little something there. Very thin. Now, orange is semi-transparent. Alright. So if I add a slight touch of white to it, just to brighten it up just a little tiny bit. I don't want it too bright. See? Little things like that. Put it in there. A little more white. Maybe towards the back here. Like that. Kind of scrub it in there like this.
fun with it. So for those of you who are a little intimidated by the palette knife, don't be intimidated at all. It takes a little getting used to. A little getting used to. I think that's cool. I think I don't need any more than this. There. How's that? Get pretty close to the edge there. Get it pretty low. There. That makes an interesting roof, don't you think? Okie dokie. Let us get, I think I'll use a little bit of a 3, it's not really a half inch. I don't know what you are. You're size 10. You're not a half inch, so I got some half inches that are wider than this fellow. But we're going to start blocking in some things here. Let's go back into our oak, our umber here. Umber and a little bit of orange. Okay. We're just going to turn kind of a weird brown green, all right? Let's get a little bit of yellow in there. Get a nice little wood color. Now I'm going to just take white and put it in there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That'll work. I might want it a little darker. We'll play with this. Okay, and we're gonna go with the front side here. I'm gonna put this on relatively thin because I'm gonna do something else with it. I'll show you. All right, let's move this over here. Just like that. So you guys can see what's going on. It's a very unusual shape for this guy. We're gonna start with the inside. This is the inside of, like I say, I'm gonna put it on relatively thin so I got glycerin on here. Now, as I put this on, all right, when it dries, it's gonna dry obviously into that black. All right. So once again, I'm just blocking in color. This is more of a traditional way of painting. Only because of the black. So I did not mask the barn here. We'll do it right about there. See, I can wear away some of that paint. And you should be able to see it get darker as I'm painting this. My buddy Shannon just popped on. Okay. All right. Let's get a little bit more brown. I'll just kind of corner it off over here because I got wood slats there. Very unusual shaped barn here. A little darker. Throw a little bit of green and red in there. Get it a little deeper. Now I'll put the brown in it. Red is a very powerful color, so be careful. I'm gonna use a little bit of green to kind of deaden some of that. All right, that should work. And it does. Look at that. Just like that. I just gotta be kind of careful down here by the fence. So we're gonna get different color shifts, different shades of this stuff when we get to the fine tuning of all of this. Right now I'm just blocking this guy in. say, it's a very, very unusually shaped covered bridge here. Very odd configuration. Yes, I do. Beth. Alrighty. Let's see here. Guess we can work on that other side. The other side is going to be fairly dark. Let's work on that right now. I'm going to get a little bit of white, put it into this darker mix. Get a little glycerin here. Keep it pretty thin. Okay, so I want the paint relatively thin. So when I put the grooves in, the slats. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can maintain this color though. We're about to find out. Let me get out you guys' way. And let's put it right here. The more I get into the painting, the more I finish up on the barn here, I'll readjust the focus, because it's going to take a different focus once all this paint's on here, because it's brighter than what you guys were looking at, which is obviously black. Wait till you see how the windows are designed. This is a very unusual bridge. And it's here in New York State. I'm gonna go a little bit lower than what I intended because of the structure of the foliage around it. So I'll just tap in down below here where the leaves are. Just tap, 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 tap. Just bits of barn there. I'll tap all of that in, just like that. It's not that far, but you know. All right, let's go into here a little bit more. All right, and we'll finish off the blocking in of the barn, and you'll see where the window is. But like I said, this window's extremely unusual. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Let's block all this in. Now, as you can see, it appears that the paint is lighter than what I just did up there, but that's because this paint is wet. Once it dries, it will be the same shade. So this stuff dries flat. So there's no little trickery or anything. It's just wet paint you're looking at, which appears brighter. Once you get accustomed to that and knowing that it does that, you'll be good to go. You'll be fine. But that's what acrylic does. Oil paint does not do that. What you put on it is what you're gonna get when it dries. Okay. So oil paint is definitely what you see is what you get. All right. Hello, Lorianne. How are you? It's good to see you. Alrighty. So as I'm looking at it, and I just stop and I just glance at it to make sure everything's cool. Let's do this while I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Let's see if I can gather some more of this color. If I got any left. I don't think I do. All right, that's no problem. I'll just mix some more of what I got, but I'm gonna use a smaller brush. This one here is thick with hairs, so I won't use this. I can get away with this. Now this is a 1/2-inch brush, but it keeps an extremely sharp point. Let's put it to somewhere where you guys can see it. Look at that chiseled edge. Look at that, see that chiseled edge? That's what I need for right now. So we'll go into this lighter color. You guys can't see it, of course, because I messed up. But I'll get it straight later on. Okay, get a small touch of white, put it in there, brighten it up just a a little bit, man, a little touch. I really shouldn't add the glycerin. I wanted to kind of dry fast, but all right. Anyway, nope, you guys can't see it. I'm glad I didn't start. Go up above. Let's put it there so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, right in here, just like that. The slats of wood sticking out from the bridge. And it gets a little thicker and a little thicker as it gets closer to us. I know it's hard to see if I'm actually, it's hard for you guys to see where the marks are. Okay, not for me because I'm like 10 inches away from it, but for you guys it might be a little rough to see them. Okay. I'm gonna go even darker for the other parts of the wood here. So it's just pure umber here right now. And we're gonna bring it out this way. Just like that. And continue on. So these are impressions of the wood sticking out from the covered bridge. Just like that. I'm going down below because, you know, you got the foliage and everything down below it here. Just like that. Of course, you guys won't really tell until I probably lighten some of this up a little bit. But it is there. Now I will lighten up just a little bit of this color, because obviously those slats, they gotta hang on to something here, right? It's just a little touch. I'll just use the side of the brush here and I'll just put it in this way. I think you guys can see what I'm doing here. And just a little bit, I'm using the corner of the brush. Sometimes it's just a little line. And I'll keep going there, keep going right here. Just like that, and this one right up there. Everything's still in perspective. So keep in mind that this bridge's perspective is heavily on the left side, getting gradually smaller. All right, so it is a nice sized bridge. Okie dokie. Well, thank you so much. Is it, it looks like Lorraine, it looks like. I appreciate it, thank you. Okay, let's get a little bit of, I'll get a little bit of white. I'll get a touch of umber here. I'll gray it up, but keep it fairly dark. Come on, get to the darkness I want here. All right, right in here, right underneath. Can you guys see that? No, you cannot. Let's move it up there. Let's see if I can pop that focus in there for you guys there. So you guys see it a little bit clearer. I'm using a 1/2-inch brush, got a fairly nice chiseled edge to it so I can make a decent straight line without going into the paint. Just be very careful and just don't rush it. Try your best not to rush it anyway. Okay. I think we're good here. There. All right. Fairly cool. Now, we do have the inside of this this fella. You're not going to really see too much because it's pretty shaded in there, but there is something I want to do, and it's going to be pretty cool. But before I do that, we're going to have to bring back we'll bring a smaller version of that brush. Actually, let's just take I'll take that. Well, I can't take that one. It just fell forcefully to the floor. So we'll just take this one. We'll take a fan brush. Now, let's go into our sap green. I think all I would need, because it's fairly dark. No, let's get a little bit of white into that sap green. You have to be able to see what I'm about to do. So this is all in relation to what what's going to be painted in there, because it's fairly deep, fairly dark. But you're gonna need this just to see what I'm talking about. So let's kind of continue the trees in there like this. Just like that. All right. I can actually get away with doing that in here. Okay, and so we're going to do that. But not as much. I'll put some in here like this. All right, because we're just going to give the impression that you can see the little bit of the trees on the other side. But you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is, I'm kind of thinking through the whole process. You're not going to see too much, especially when I put the I've never seen a bridge like this. Maybe you guys have. I have not. And like I said, it's here in New York State where I'm at. So this is going to be pretty cool. All right, I think we're good with that. That should be fine. All right. I have my phone with me down below. You guys won't be able to see it unless I pull the camera back. All right. We'll pull the camera back because I'm doing steps that you guys aren't seeing. So we'll put it back right there and we'll just kind of do it like, actually I can zoom it in a little bit. Let me position it a certain way. I'll zoom it back in a little bit more. All right, and we'll bring it down just a touch. All right, that's about all you guys need to see. Okay, here comes the fun part, sweetheart. Let's get a touch of, let's see what we got here. We got a little bit of green. We don't have much brown, but I'm gonna use what's there because we need it to be fairly dark. So we're just gonna go into my umber. All right, I got a lot of green here, so we're gonna kill that green with this red. Red and green are opposites on the color wheel, and they just end up graying each other out. Okay, I'm blending this fairly well. Now I've got a heavy contingent of red in this brown. So ironically, I'll use a little bit more umber to deepen it. Umber is a brown with green in it. So what it's going to do is just turn a darker brown. Okay. So brown with green in it, with that red I put in it, it would just turn a darker shade of what I have. Okay. Get a little swipe of paint, thin swipe of paint. You should see that little band of paint there. If you don't see it there, I'll put it in the bigger camera. You should be able to see it, right? Little thin blade of paint. All right. Not that little piece of hair there, but a little blade of paint. All right. Here we go. You guys should be able to see this. All it is a touch, a little bit of a line there. You got to angle your palette knife in a way to where it comes off as, see, little lines, just like that. See that? Get a little swipe of paint, just like that. You got to angle your brush kind of flat. All right, I don't have to really move up and down. See the marks. All right. And I'll just keep doing it. Keep doing it. I don't have to mark everyone down, but it's just the look and the impression of the slats that are vertical slats we got going on there. Just like so. Turn it around. And just a touch. If I can get away with it there. There we go. All right. And we'll continue that on the other side here. Bring it on down. Just like that. Come over here. Pop some in there like this. Straight up and down. Take my paint, spread it out real thin. Another swipe across. It's just a thin bar of paint. And get your perspective in, because they're going to get smaller and smaller as we go through this. But I think you guys can pretty much see the shape and see that it's becoming more and more the bridge. Okay. And you just keep at it. They don't have to be perfect. Okay. Because in nature, even man-made nature, that's supposed to look like nature, it's not perfect. Yep, you guys can still see it. I'm not in the way there. This is probably one of the only few times you'll see me put my finger on the palette, because I want the paint to come off. Okay. Now, that little thin sliver, there, you see a little flat edge right there? We're going to use that. Okay. At least as best we can anyway. I don't particularly use that sliver a lot. One is kind of uneven because of the paint I've used over the years with it. But we're going to give it a shot. But you pretty much hold it the same way. And it is smaller. And I'm just giving it a press. I'm doing my best to measure where it is. My battery is low, battery saver's on. Why is it doing, what the hell? Are you coming apart? Why is it doing that? It should be charging. This is gonna conk out on me. I'm gonna have to get up off this chair and see what I did wrong. As usual, things happen. I don't see the charge symbol either. So I'm gonna have to do this. So I'm gonna have to stop and recharge this. It's just a tablet doing this. I don't know why. I must have knocked something loose while I was putting all of this together. And I don't know what it is I knocked loose. And that's not cool. Oh God, I see it. Oh Jesus, I see it. I took the whole thing right out of the plug. Hold on for a second. That's not cool. How did I do that? Knocked it right out of its plug. Oh, where the hell's the plug? Oh my God. How did that happen? There. Alright, everybody's back. I can pick up my brush. Alright. Now I know why the battery found it. I took it right out of the socket. Okay, now I gotta put everything back. Station identification. Sorry guys. I knew that was gonna happen. Alright. Now I gotta position everything back. Okay, this is gonna be a little awkward. Alright. I'll work my head away from it. Okay, come back to Papa. All right. Sorry about that. I wonder why my stuff was losing power. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, I'm going to continue this. Get that out of there. I'll continue with the liner brush. I'm sitting further back, I can tell. But that's okay. All right, we'll continue these with the liner brush real quick. Real quick. Once this all dries, we're gonna glaze all sorts of interesting little colors in the side of this barn, or covered bridge. I say barn because I usually do all this stuff with barns also. Okay, just like that. And we'll come back up here, we'll continue this on just a little bit here and there, get a little matched up a little bit better. All right, we're good. Okay, so we're gonna get colors that closely resemble those dark slats in there, but we'll wait till that dries to do it. So you do everything a step and stage at a time, so don't worry. We'll take some, I could get away with it. Yeah, I think I'll do a little bit of that. Take some orange. I'm mixing the orange in with the brown. Okay. I just realized I don't have my towel on my lap, and I almost just wiped this stuff on my pants. I'm a creature of habit. I gotta have my beach towel on my lap. Yeah, this guy. As you can see, it's been well used. Okay. I talk about my beach towel, but you guys rarely see it. That's too thick. Let's thin that out a little bit better. All right. We're gonna come here, we're gonna add a little bit of there. One right here, right on the corners, so you guys kind of see the separation there. Really thin little tap of color right in there. It's not bright, not overly bright anyway. I can just wipe a little bit on this there, because that's dry up there, so I can add a little more color. Just go across like that. See, just little interesting pockets of color on that. And since I'm at it, let's give this corner a little love too. Right here, right there, just like that. Okay. So let's let that dry a little bit. The front we can get away with. Now, I'm going to take a 1/2 inch brush. I'm going to take a little bit of this very light blue, the same blue up here. Yep, you guys can see what I'm about to do here. And take a little bit of brown. All right, the umber. I'm going to put it in there. It's going to turn a freaky kind of a greenish color. All right. Pop a little orange in there, kind of. There we go. Just dulls it out a bit. And then I'll finish off with some red. The red will kill off that green. Okay, but it's going to turn it kind of a weird gray maroon. Okay. Now that I got the color that I have, I got to use some glycerin. Glycerin makes a great glaze. So it's really a little more glycerin than paint. Okay, and you'll see what I'm about to do here. Very casually, very gently. And we're just gonna kind of pop some of that in here and there. Just like that, just darken it up a little bit, just like that. Just like so. Put it right in there. So you pretty much know where the dark and the light half of the barn would be. Okay, we'll add some of that right here underneath. Very thin coat. And you can also layer and layer and layer and layer that color in there. Okay. Okie dokie then. Let's tease a little more red and put it in that glycerin stuff here. Hey Jay, how you doing? Covered barn today. Covered bridge. Not barn, bridge. Okay, we got a little bit of red in there. And we'll just kind of have a little fun. We'll just kind of glaze away in there like that, and we'll kind of bring it down a little bit, just like that. We'll come down in here, we'll add some love in there like this. Okay, now that might appear to be a little thick. Watch. Now water cuts through glycerin like a hot knife through butter, and that's not really what I want. I just want to dry the brush, and just take the glycerin with the paint and see how you can add all sorts of interesting. See, you can wipe it away, add some here if you want. Come all up in here and add a little love up in there. So you get really interesting things going on with it. Let's take a little bit of orange, put it in with my little glazy stuff here. The tiniest bit of white, because orange is semi-transparent. So be careful with the white, because it does leave kind of a chalky residue. Okay. And we'll pop some in there. Blend it in. Okay. Go in the direction of the wood slats also. That helps. Just like that. All right. Let's get a little brown here. Come in the corner and get a little bit of glycerin with that brown. But we're going to put a little shadow underneath the roof there, this area. And now I'm getting umber. You gotta be kind of careful. Now the umber is being mixed in with my glycerin. So if it's too dark or whatever, then I can just wipe it away. But right under here, get it a little dark there. Right now it's not too bad. I can still see some of the slats, so we're all right. Just like that. Go right underneath. All right. And we can make this a little darker down back here. And we can kind of put some of that down underneath here like that. So hopefully some of this is making a little sense to you. Right where the tree line is here, or not tree line, the bushes are going to be. See that roughness in there? Continuing on up here, just like that. All right. Okay. I'll get a little bit of not enough, never mind. A little bit of white, a little touch of orange in there. I want to strengthen that corner. See, as you finish off and as you get closer and closer to finishing, you can get small little details. So right here, just something like that. Okay. I really don't need too much of anywhere else there. I can kind of fade that in there and get a little touch of color, and just take your finger, wipe it in there. Yeah, you guys can still see it. Just like that. Come on the other side, do the other thing. Same thing with him. You only got a few seconds while it's dry, because there's no glycerin or anything. So I'm just keep wiping it away until I get what I'm looking for. All right, there you go. All right, okie dokie. I can strengthen up that color. So I'm getting back into I'll use this gray stuff, mix it with the white a little bit. I just want to strengthen this part here. This. Come back. Just make it a little stronger. It gets thinner and thinner as we go further away. Just like that. All right. Okay. I'm making my choice of which side I want to be more prominent. So I'll just darken this a little bit. Just like that. We'll come around, we'll change it. We'll darken this half. Just like that. See, you can be your own house designer. Design it any way you feel. All right. Okay, cool. Let's start them in here. This is gonna get very, Very interesting. Let's go with more umber. I'm gonna need to pull out some more umber fairly soon. Like now, I'm gonna need more umber. Am I ready for Halloween? No, that's not gonna happen. I don't do Halloween anymore. When I was much younger, I used to really be big into it. All the movie effects and all of that, fake teeth, fake forehead pieces, and yeah, I used to really be into it. But no, that's all over. No more Halloween for me. Nope. Okay, we're gonna do inside of here. I think we're fairly close enough where you can see, but I want to show you how unusual. This is what attracted me to this. One is the odd shape for an opening. Okay, that's one. But the slats for the windows, they're slanted. They're like lattice. You'll see, just like this. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Look. I swear to you, this is the way the freaking thing looks. And then it's not done yet. It goes the other way. The weirdest thing. It goes the other way, just like this. That's the weirdest. I've never seen anything like that. Of course, you guys can barely see it, so I'll add a little love to it. I'll lighten it, at least one of them up a little bit. But it actually looks like that. Now tell me if that's not the strangest looking windows you would see. Now, this flat edge brush, it is light enough for me to do what I'm about to do. Now, it's not light. It keeps a steady edge. So we're just gonna tap in. Look at this. So now you know which slats are on the top there. Just like that. The strangest thing. Weird, very weird, but they do look like that. It's just odd. I love it. Okay, let's go on the other side. We're gonna do the ones on the other side there. Like I say, it's the weirdest thing in the world to see. Right here. Come on down. Actually, we're gonna lighten that up a little bit because you guys really can't see that very well. I doubt I'll use too much glycerin in this, so I'm gonna get plenty of this color because I wanted it dry. Okay, all right, right here. It is the oddest thing to see, I swear. So if I get this right, it will look very unique. As I go further down, obviously the slats get thinner and thinner. I gotta see if you guys can see all of that. No, you cannot. Actually, I'm just gonna move it. They get thinner and thinner. All about perspective. All right. The further they're away from you, the thinner they get. Just like that. All right. Okie dokie. They're going to get a little darker here. I'll just have them get darker. I'm going to use, this is more or less just paint, no thinner or anything. Not thinner, no water, no glycerin. Yep, you guys can definitely see that good. I've just never seen a covered bridge like this. So instantly I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna paint this. But of course, like I say, it's a little dilemma because I have to freehand everything. But you know, it's not the first time. Definitely won't be the last. I think it's just way cool. Maybe it's just me. I think it's just awesome. All right. Let's take a little bit of white. We'll go right into this brown here. I always contaminate my bright color with the color that I previously used. People may think it's white, but it's not truly white. All right, let's get a little bit of light hitting that one side, like that. Every slat too, every one. When you feel it kind of getting loose on you or covering up, getting the same color, get some more. Now, for me to achieve that thin line, there's two ways I can do this. I'll show you here. I can use the corner of the brush, or because it holds such a sharp line, see that edge? I can just use the whole thing. It takes a little practice to do it, but you guys can do it, all right? It can be done. I contaminate the white with the brown, and let's keep going. If you've been paying attention, it might look very bright when you put it down there, but once it dries, it flattens right out. Okay. Boy, that looks wild. All right. You see, my chat might have stopped. It does that. For some reason, my chat freezes on me. Nope, it didn't. J. Marie's the last person that said anything. Oh, okay. You guys can talk to me here. It's all right. You guys can chat. Let's get some of this, and we'll kind of lighten that back up. It's still going to be darker than let's lighten it a little bit, so you can tell that there's actually something there, like so. Very thin bit of it. Believe it or not, the longest thing on this whole painting will be this. All right. Still looking at it. Let's glaze. Let's go back into our glaze. Let's glaze the inside of that barn a little bit. Just the inside. A little bit of brown. Remember, this is just a glaze. When I'm done with this, you'll still see shades of green and everything, but I just want to darken that because it is in shadow. So we'll just do one of these numbers just like that. Real cute. There we go. Let's darken it up a little bit there. And that might not even be dark enough, so I'll just get a little more paint. And that's kind of, really, there we go. See that? That shadow going in there. Just like that. So you're not destroying anything, you're just making it darker. Okay. All right. Nice. What else? I'm looking. Okay. Let's go with the blocking some of that in. So let's block in the greens again. All right. What brush should I? Why not? I'll just use this one. It's all good. We're going to our easily manipulated brush here. We're gonna raise this up because we're done with the covered bridge for a little bit now. All of this, even though it's covered by me, let's raise it up just a little bit. We'll put it right about there. That should do it. All right. So let's block all of that in. Let's get some green, a little bit of red in that green, and we're gonna get a slight touch of orange. Okay. It gives me a weird brown color. I know it's a little odd for a blocking color, right? A little bit of glycerin in it to loosen it up a bit. And basically, all I'm doing is blocking all of that in. It's just me blocking in all of it. Yeah, it is brown. Look at that, right? Don't worry about it. You'll see in a second. But we're gonna block all that in. Block it in, block it in. I'm not going to the tippy top with the brown, just down below here. This is one of the few times you can probably use the black for you than against you. All right. Oh, yeah, I'll just rinse this off. Now, even though I'm going to use the black, I don't have black on my palette. I'm just going to wipe away this. See, wipe it away a little bit. Just get it out of there like that. All right, so it's not totally black, but it's a little, wiping away the paint, so it's a little darker. Yeah, just like that. All right, that's it. That's it. Okay. Now let's build off on that dark with a little bit of blue. This blue's a little light, and a little bit of red. Even with this light girly blue, you're just gonna get a real attractive looking maroon, really, if anything. All right, I should put a little more red in that, but nah. All right, down in here, we'll kind of put some of those right up in there like that. So hopefully you guys see what I'm doing. I'm just blocking all of this in, all that darkness. If you want to move up a little more, I'll move it up a little more, because I know the camera, the little square box there, could be in the way a little bit for you. And then I'll just kind of rub some of that color in there, just like that. Just blend it there. Okay. Yeah. I'm just wiping off my brush on my towel. We'll just scumble some of that into that black there. Not too much, but just a little bit. Just like this. What I'm doing might not make any sense, but it will in a second or two. Just like that. Yeah. All right. We'll have fun now. So let's go into our sap green. We're gonna beef it up with a little bit of yellow, lighten it up there. All right. Get a little bit of white. And we're gonna get a tad of brown. We're gonna gray that green out a little bit. Work in stages. I'll just use the brown that I mixed this color with. Okay. I'm getting a little touch of water to thin this paint up just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm mashing my brush down in this. Okay. All right. And here we go. Very lightly. Thank you. Who was that? Marilyn? Thank you. Okay. And we're just gonna give it a nice little light tap. Look at this. Watch. See this? Only the first batch of it. Come back up in there a little bit, come down in here. We get interesting little patches of greenery going, like that. I just turn the brush around every once in a while. Just up in there like this. We come way up here, just like that. This isn't the final color, obviously, but just little taps here and there. Get some gaps in between them. Okay. So you get interesting little pockets of color. All right. Just like that. Come on in there like this. Bring some down here. Come back up. Like that. Now remember, all of this dries and it's going to get darker. Go up here. Come over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's bring it right back down there like that. All right. And once again, let's continue with the festivities. Little pockets, interesting little shapes. And you can glaze all of this when it's said and done too, which will make it even more interesting. Okay, so you got your blocked in color and you got your first round of color there. First little layer of color. All right, okay. Let's clean that off a second. I want deeper darks. And since I don't have anything to aid in that yet, I'm going to put it in there right now. This is kind of my go-to color, which is phthalo blue, super dark phthalo blue is. And get a little touch of that, a little more than a touch. Let's put that much in there. Okay, you guys can't see what I'm doing here, which kind of stinks, but all right, let's get where's my tiny fan brush? We'll use that. Actually, I got an even smaller fan brush. We use a little baby fan brush. This little guy right here. I'll start over here. We're going into my red, CAD red. I'll put it right here where the green is. I still got green there. Now, I'm going into I wanted a deep color, so I'm going to my blue. It's making a very dark maroon. All right. And I'm going to my umber. I'm mixing the umber in with it. It's just bringing my darks back to the way I want them. I should have used this before. And we're going to bring our darks back in there. And I'll just use the corner of this little brush. The paint's pretty thick. And I'm just going to bring in pockets of dark in there. You guys can't see that, so it's going to be over here. So I'll just do it over here. Just like this. Interesting little pockets of dark. Just like that. It's little taps. Yes, I'm going into the green. Okay. Mainly down toward the bottom, if anything. But now you guys can start to see how even with this little taps of dark, things are starting to kind of look like what they're supposed to look like here. And it's just the corner of the brush. All right, thick paint. Let's bring it over. Up and over. We'll go about right around in here. All right. Can you guys, yeah, you guys can see that. I want the thick paint because I wanted the dry still. All right. Down below here, especially down below. Want it pretty dark. Okay. In the actual photo, it's just like this also. It's a lot of greenery down there. Now, I can have my artistic liberties with this and add all sorts of tree branches coming out of it or whatnot. Okay. I think that's enough of that playing around here. But there you go. All right. Things are about to get interesting. Let's get rid of this. Let's go into our yellow. So I'm putting the yellow down first, and a little touch of sap green, and then a little bit of white. That should be more than enough. And then I'm gonna loosen the paint up with water, not glycerin, just water. Put it into the bristles fairly strong there. I'll probably be going back to the wishing well with this color. All right, so we'll start from over here. Now, it's your choice of where you want the highlights. Okay, I'll switch up because I switched it up on the barn. But look at this. Look, watch. It's little. See, you're doing it in groupings, little pockets there. Okay. You skip a part and you come on down like this. So you can kind of shape them any way you feel. I don't have to go to the top. I can go to the middle here. Bring some of that light into some of that dark there, like that. Look, see? Okay. Let's go back up here. Go up to the top. Just like that. Bring a couple of them up there. Like that. We'll point the brush upward there. Give a couple of these. Like that. It's all in what you prefer to look at. How you prefer your bushes to look like. So I'm doing them all in different varieties so you can pretty much see for yourself what is it that appeals to you the most. I go down like that. I can just take my brush and go upward, give it a little slight push. Okay. If you want them to look like this, all right. Or you take the corner of your brush and you just tap it in different variations. If you want them to look like that. Told you I was gonna go back to the wishing well, get some more of this paint. Okay. It's really up to you. How do you want this to look? Okay, you can go slant your brush down and, you know, get the familiar grass pattern look if you want. All right. Go straight on with it and just turn it around like this. Just twist. Up to you how you want this. Thank you, Noel. I'm glad to be able to aid in your housework. Yeah, moving all this camera stuff around can be kind of daunting. I'm over 6 feet and I got long arms and legs like a spider monkey. So yeah, I'm bound to mess something up. And I did. But I'll get it straight. The next time I do a live, everything will be back to the way I had it before. There we go. See, I can play around in that darkness there. Okay. Let's move the camera over a little bit. Get a little bit of water, just dampen it a little bit. A light touch when you add the water. Remember, a thin paint sticks to a thicker paint. We've got plenty of thick paint here, but it's a very gentle and light touch. And I'll just turn my brush around here. And remember, you're doing it in groupings. Okay, we're going up into the wood here, just like that. Okay, kind of bring them down there like this. Turn them around. You're not getting rid of your original color. You're not getting rid of all that dark. Okay. Now, it appears black. One, because of the black background or the black base coat. But it appears black because of the mix that I've used with the phthalo blue red and the umber. Okay. Then I can just see, you can kind of design your foliage to go any way you want. Okay. Can you guys see that? No, you cannot. I'm just going back around here. Just like that. So you're pretty good. I'm pretty good with this. I can take this one and bring it right to the edge. There. Get a little push there. Just like that. So we got one that's kind of grouping over there. Everybody else can be pretty dark, but we got one rebel over here. All right. So I'm hoping some of this makes a little sense to you, and I'm helping you to understand how to go about it. I hope. We'll kind of brighten things up here too a little bit. Just like that. Not too much. Just a few bits of love here and there. I'm just getting some more loose paint. It's a very light touch. Just a couple of love taps there. Okay. And even with this color, I'm not going overboard with it. All right, we're at the 90-minute mark, and that's pretty cool because I usually try to plan to be done around that 90-minute mark. Yep, it is a hog brush. I'm sorry, off camera again. You're right. Let's do that then. Now, there. But yeah, it's a hog hair brush. I'm gonna bring my darks back up here very lightly it just brings some interest. See, I can easily return those darks. You see that? So wherever I think I have too much, then I want to add a little separation up there. See? I just bring it back. Okay. Here in this corner, a little too light, go back in the middle. Kind of bring some of that back a little. All right. Okay. You know, for a while I've been doing a lot of flowers. I'm like, all right, enough flowers. And then I need to show you guys that I can do more than just the roses and the rose type. So maybe I'll start doing more, you call those things? Maybe some iris. I'm just gonna brighten up the cloud area a little bit. So I'm just taking a little bit of white. A little bit of that, the blue. And I'm just scumbling some brightness up in there. All right, so it's that white. I'm dipping it, just contaminating the white with a little bit of that blue. All right, and I'll just scumble away, just like this. And as I get the intensity that I want, I'll go around the edges and I'll fade the edges out. You follow me? Okay. Yeah, you guys can see me do this. Okay, good. And that's all I'm doing right now. Just getting a little bright area in there. Then I'll just fade out the rest. It's almost like coloring with a crayon. See, I don't want my bright area all over the place. It doesn't need to be. Just one little spot will do for me. So we're close to calling this done. And I'd like to thank you guys for checking it out and watching. I'm still thinking about putting a tree in there somewhere. Thank you, Marilyn. I appreciate it. I'm thinking about a tree. Maybe, maybe not. Let's get some of this dark. And let's beef that up a little bit. Just like that. Okay. And we can kind of wrap in there a little bit. Okay, we'll beef up this one side here with some darkness. Yeah, you guys can see it. All right, just like that, a little more. And up here, not too much. Just a little bit of shading up there. A little bit of that up there. All right. Okay. Well, guys, what do you think? I think we can actually get away with maybe not having a tree up there. We don't necessarily need one. And I'm just scumbling some of that dark color in there. See, you gotta have a little bit of heavy, dark areas. It sells the medium and the light areas, basically. So if I want that awning there to kind of pump out more, push out more, just darken it up a little bit. That's all. Just like that. It also has some characteristics to this guy. Yeah, we have a few, more than a few. We've got them, but usually in the touristy areas, we got our covered bridges. All right, let's start putting some of this stuff away here. This guy I'll keep out because I'm just using this. I think this is the one. Yeah, this has got to be the one. This is the one I'll use for my shrubs. So I'll keep him separated. So let's start putting these other fellas away. All right. Well, guys, I think that will be about it. Like I said, we're at the 90-minute mark. Let me just sign my John Hancock on this thing here. But I do appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time to sit for 90 minutes and watch me do this. I don't take it for granted. And forgive my little errors in dropping paintbrushes and the mic falling and all that good stuff, you know. It's not watered down enough. This is some thick paint. There we go. I'll take the well, it's a black border, so but I'll take the tape off. I never really want to sign off without at least showing you what it does look like with without the tape. There we go. Okay. Usually I would be able to. Actually, I am. Never mind. If this is still attached to it, so I can still do this. There we go. All right. But there you have it, guys. Let's take the tape off of this thing. Would you believe me if I told you that this is a reused canvas? You know, the painting on it that I did not like. And so I just covered it with black and just put the covered bridge on there. Yeah, I didn't care for the painting that I did have on there, so I just repurposed the canvas. So, not bad for a bridge done by hand, right? All right. Once again, a very unusual type of bridge, but it's a covered bridge nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching this. When you guys sign off, I gotta rewire some things here so I can get it back to the way it used to be. But thank you. I appreciate it. It's still a pretty decent time here on the East Coast. It's only a little bit after 8 o'clock, so thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate it. You guys didn't have to stay and everything. Please hit that thumbs up button. If you got any comments, put them down below. I'll try my best to answer them. All right. And maybe one day I'll get you guys to like talk a little bit more. You guys are like the quietest group. But I hope I made a convincing enough bridge. Anybody interested in the thing, all you gotta do is email, message me, email me, or whatever. Okay. All right. I will let this dry a little bit, varnish it. I'll take a picture of this thing and call it a day. Well, let me get some of that while I'm talking to you guys here. Let me just cover some of that up where the tape took some of that dark off there. Not too many places, only a couple spots, and then that was it. All right, I guess we're all right then. We're fine. All right, we're good. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe. I shall see you. I just finished off another Monday tutorial, so if you guys don't see me on here later this week, which I highly doubt, more or less, I'll see you guys on a Monday. Oh, Halloween night, or Halloween daytime here. I'll be doing a I don't know why I can't think of the name of the word. When two artists do the same painting, but I'll be doing the first half, and everybody will be doing the first half with me. I'll be doing it in acrylic. Once it dries, then it's for Home Artist Academy. You should see it. The links, I got 2 links. They're on my page there. Either my go to my profile page, and they're there, both the ads. You can sign up. It's free course. Okay, it starts at 2:30 on Saturday here, Eastern Standard Time. So that's like 7:30 at night in Europe. okay, where the website is and where they live. But you come on in and have a good time. If you don't have oil paints, because they're going to do it in oils, the flower is going to be done in oils. I'm going to do everything in acrylic because you know, all my setup is for acrylic. But come on in, we're going to laugh, joke. It's a Zoom meeting, so we're going to laugh, joke, have a good time and everything. So Jackie, yeah, you're late. Good to see you though. You're still late. But it's good to see you. But yeah, come on in. All right, just check on my profile page. The links are there and everything for Home Artist Academy. So yeah, come on in. And it'll be a gray flower, so black and white, and the web is going to be jet black. And I'm gonna show how to do it. It'll be off-centered, so when she puts her flowers in, which are kind of centered anyway, it will look wild. Okay, so come on in and let's have some fun. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you when I see you.